Hi, I'm Alex Bosco.
And I'm Olivia Fuller, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily's Double Shot.
We've got a lot of exciting content for you guys this week, including a story from the UW baseball team outlining the art of the sidearm, and we take a look into Earth Day at UW.
We've got all this and more in this week's episode of the Daily's Double Shot.
I'm Alex Bosco.
I'm Olivia Fuller, and this is the Daily's Double Shot. First up, Kennedy Worth gives you a recap of how UW celebrated Earth Day.
Hi, my name's Kennedy Worth, and today I'm at Red Square for the University of Washington's annual Earth Day celebration to promote sustainability on campus.
Earth Day is an annual event to celebrate environmental, the things that we've done to help the environment and promote environmental protection. This event was coordinated by UW Sustainability and Earth Club officers.
The theme for this year's Earth Day is water and how it connects us to the environment. Speakers focused their presentations on the importance of water and what we can do to conserve it. More than 30 exhibitors, including student groups, organizations, and community partners, shared their sustainability efforts and educated others on their environmental practices.
My one message would be for people to get, more socially connected, more politically connected, gather together and make real big change together on top of their individual actions, because those will make a far greater difference when we come together.
Thanks, Kennedy. Next up, our reporter Rhea covered the 9th annual Sigma Psi Zeta's step competition. Check it out.
Reporting from Kane Hall at the University of Washington, I'm Rhea Panella.
Since 2008, the sorority Sigma Psi Zeta has been trying to raise domestic violence awareness on campus by performing a style of dance called stepping in their annual showcase. To the members of the sorority, the showcase, called Step Out Against Domestic Violence, is more than a talent show.
Stepping is such a powerful form of dance. It's probably one of the strongest. It's so firm, it's so confident, and I think being an Asian interest organization, we wanted to step and we wanted to showcase that because it's a symbolism of our voices. It's a symbolism of the fact that we're minority women, and we're not submissive. We're actually strong. We can actually step up and show us that we have a voice and show us that we're trying to empower everyone, and so I think that's why we as an organization decide to take step and incorporate that into our sorority, because we felt that it was very empowering, not just for us, but to everyone around us as well. When you practice, you can start with showing them how the moves are. It's different from usual dances because you're not always using 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to use beats. So you start with a beat and you're like, all right, here's the beat, da 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 da, and then you put it into hands and feet. And when you teach it, you have to teach it really, really slow. But you have to let them know that what the beat is in the beginning, and then afterwards you perform it over and over and over again, and then right after that you tell them have a lot of energy, scream it out loud, let everyone know that you're here and we're here. different from ballet, it's different from hip hop. It's very like, we are music, we are the music. And so incorporating into domestic violence is just, it's something that we hope to show everyone how not only can we be strong, but they can also be strong and have the confidence to step out of domestic violence as well. The best feeling that I've ever felt is when you before the performance, because you're like backstage, you know, and you hear the audience, you hear the MC, and like people are ushering you and they're like, Sigmas get on deck, Sigmas get on deck, and so you're back there and your hands start shaking and you know, my palms, I get sweaty. My palms get super clammy. It's disgusting. But that's like the best feeling in the world because it's this nervousness, and then when you go out there, you see about all the whole audience, you know, and it's up there, and you're like, here we go, all or nothing, you know, and then you just do it, and you hear them scream and yell your name and all that stuff, and then at the end of the show, when you go back out, you're full of energy that you're like, let's do it again. Let's go back and do that again. You know, and that's what I always look forward to for Step Out. It's such a big part of our organization, especially like setting our council apart from, you know, Pan-Hellenic and infraternity. Like it's such a big part of the multicultural Greeks, and it's because it's our voice. It's all of our voices. It's mine. It's yours. It's all of the multicultural Greeks, and that's why we can't let it die. We just can't. You know, we have to keep it going. And I know sometimes it gets very like, oh, we're too shy, but it's like I think it's okay. So just don't let it die. And then for people who are a part of the multicultural Greeks, who are a part of, you know, other organizations, really come out to United Greek Council events, because I think we do a lot, and I think we really try our best to reach out to the community and just really try to take us. Try to go out to our events to get to know us, and not, I guess in a sense, like in this world, just don't judge and just come out and actually get to know us, and we'll be more inclined to get to know you as well.
Thanks, Ria. Next, Abhishek takes you to Poly Day at UW.
Hello people, I'm Abhishek Sugam from the Daily's Double Show. Today I'm at Red Square covering Polynesian, so let's go check it out.
Poly Day is pretty much about trying to encourage high school students to pursue higher education. So throughout the day there's lots of workshops and stuff for them so they can get information about going to college. And then it all kind of culminates in this performance in Red Square from various UW student performances, and just trying to show that the Polynesian high school students that they have a community here at UW. We were performing in the Tahiti segment.
I perform Hawaii segment.
Oh yeah,
and just basically the other students are dancing as well. So basically just being proud of their culture.
It's fun to see all the different islands like perform and stuff, and I don't know, it's a lot of energy and excitement.
Yeah.
So
just the spirit itself. Just had to say feel the mana. So.
Yeah, feeling the mana and getting everyone together. It's a lot of fun.
My name is Nakia Ritters. I'm co-pop chair for PSA. I would just like to give a shout out to all the girls and all the boys in there. Definitely being an officer, just witnessing their potential and what they did on stage was really amazing. I really love what they did. Awesome. Yeah, we really promote trying to like bring kids into college and like have this purpose behind just making sure that like, you know, everyone's unified and that, you know, we're family. So I definitely really love this year. This year was awesome.
Schmitten, a junior here at UW, Samoan, and Caucasian. You know, Poly Day is a great, amazing opportunity for all the Islanders, Polynesian, even Micronesian, to come out and show off, you know, our culture. And we worked really hard. You know, this is my first Poly Day, but you know, I feel like it's a blessing and a great opportunity to come out and participate, contribute, go back to my roots. We did Manu Samoa and guys, girls, and they're about to do the unity with all the islands, which is going to be fantastic to watch. You know, I think it was a very successful show today.
Thanks, Abhishek. Next up, I'll be taking you guys down to the UW baseball field where Ryan Schmitten teaches us about the art of sidearm.
Unlike other guys, I'm kind of a guy that's just gonna try to finesse my stuff in there, treated more as an art instead of, you know, getting the ball, ripping, gripping, and just throwing cheese down the plate. You know, I'm gonna get up there, get a awkward delivery going, and then just kind of bring my weird stuff at you. You know, I mean, there's got to be a change to the hitter's eye, you know, than just seeing over the top, straight, a little bit of run. You know, got to bring it down under and then show them the sink on the ball and whatnot. I was just kind of tinkering with it in high school, and then there was a kid on my high school team, Adam Simber, who was actually pretty good at throwing like that. He actually came up here and played at the U, and I just kind of took after him and tried, you know, impersonating him, and it just started to work out for me, and I fell in love with it. Actually, just kind of rolled with it, and it worked for me. I thought it was always kind of fun to do as a kid, just kind of screw around and, you know, oh look, I can throw a submarine, and you know, being able to actually do it and do it well kind of made it really enjoyable for me, you know. Not really. I kind of saw it as a challenge to, you know, perfect something odd, and which I like to do. And, you know, I feel like I've somewhat perfected the mechanics of the sidearm throwing style. So I actually really enjoy it, you know. First, make sure I got the right signs. You know, always got to have the right signs. Can't be crossing Joey up or anything like that. But, you know, then I find my rhythm out of my windup, just kind of a 1-2 step, high leg kick, and then it just flow and go. And same out of the stretch, I just kind of get my little toe tap going and just until I'm comfortable, and then I just flow and go with the ball, not really try to be too aggressive or too hard with it, just try to flow it right in there. It's a comfort thing, so you know, I don't really see it as having a purpose. I call it a drag. People are like, oh, you're tapping your toe. I think of it as a drag up to me being comfortable, feeling in the right spot. So I'd say it's more of a feel thing, just to make sure I'm ready to go. It's always the beginning of the year that gives me problems with the windup, you know, not really throwing a lot of pens over the summer, just kind of throwing long toss, keep the arm in shape, and then get on the mound for the first time and your weight transfers all over the place, and you know, you're just kind of off balance or out of rhythm. But you know, start of the season, halfway through the season, it just starts coming all together. I mean, it's kind of like a hitter finding his hot streak. You know, he's not going to start off hot, but you know, he can heat up and then find some smooth sailing, and I think that's how I get with my windup sometimes. Definitely balance, because if I'm off balance and if I don't have my balance distributed properly, it's just the window of opportunity for release on the ball from down here is just so much less than up here for room for air. So yeah, my changeup. I like to call it a screwball, but it's a changeup. I guess you could categorize it as that. I call it a screwball just because it breaks so much, and you know, it just has hard downwards action on it, and it just breaks away from the lefty hard. So yeah, I'd kind of just watch Adam Simber. He was a senior as I was a sophomore at Puyallup High School, and he was just always, you know, 88 from the side, and I was just like, dang, I need to try throwing sidearm, and you know, started that, you know, predominantly my sophomore and junior year of high school, and just rolled right into my senior year throwing sidearm completely, and it worked out for me really well. I mean, I wouldn't be here, I wouldn't have gone through whatever I went through if he wouldn't have been the guy showing me the way to throw sidearm. You know, look, I'm not a pro body, you know, I'm not going to be the guy to go to the next level, so I was like, oh, I gotta I got to do something to benefit myself to go further. And changing Sidearm definitely benefited myself to getting to the next level and staying at the next level. My greatest strength, you know, I came up with this word earlier this year. I'm going to say flowability, because when I keep it flowing, it stays flowing, and there's a lot of strikes thrown when I'm flowing, if that makes any sense. But as long as I'm smooth, my stuff is crisp. So I just thought, hey, whenever I get into a tough situation on the mountain, I just step off the mountain and I think flowability, and I take a deep breath and I just go right back to work, because that's when I'm my best, is when my body's just flowing.
Thanks, Alex. Next, Helen shows you what the UW Resilience Lab is all about.
Hi, my name's Helen. This week I did a piece on Resilience Lab, part of a UW support programs. Check it out.
Hi, my name is Anne Browning, and I'm the coordinator for the UW's Resilience Lab, and I direct academic support programs on campus. The UW Resilience Lab did start officially last spring, but really it came out of some research I was doing, and I look at the intersection of athletics and academics in higher education. And in the research I was doing, looking at student athletes who are coming in to institutions who didn't have kind of a great academic preparation, what I was seeing is that some folks, you know, were entering into institutions with a whole lot of, you know, academic desires, hopes and dreams, and then as they started to struggle, they kind of started to withdraw effort and do just what they needed to kind of get by. And as I was talking with Ed Taylor, who's our Dean and Vice Provost, and Ed is somebody who was on my kind of dissertation committee, we started thinking more broadly about how students are experiencing the University of Washington specifically, and what happens to them when they start to struggle in a class. So some of the goals, I would say, one of the main missions is to kind of normalize the experience of failure and experiences of hardship. I'll often say that we have kind of these curated presentations of ourselves and social media on Facebook. You put your best self forward, and because of that, I think we look and see people having experiences that look really clean and happy, and when we struggle, then we kind of feel like we're isolated and alone. So having opportunities to kind of share what our own struggles and failures and challenges have been really kind of normalizes that experience more broadly. And I think then when you struggle on a midterm, you can think to yourself, oh, okay, that's feedback that, you know, I'm not doing something as well as I could in terms of studying, as opposed to having the reaction that maybe I just, you know, shouldn't be in this discipline, I'm just not good at this, and maybe I'll do something else. So trying to kind of help students realize that being in a place where you're challenged is actually a really good thing. Right now, the lab is kind of it's a giant collaboration project. So, you know, I think we have over 20-some different departments and programs that are represented in kind of the Resilience Lab itself. So it, in essence, is a cross-campus collaboration. Some other big projects, a couple that I'm really excited about have been these faculty panels or coaches panels where we invite just really outstanding faculty members, and you know, I won't give away the whole plot, but we give them a chance to kind of speak to their own failures and challenges in their fail forward events. And those can be really powerful for everyone to hear the people's backstories to how they got to where they are. Again, you know, you see the Dean of Arts and Sciences and you think he's just so accomplished, things must have been fairly easy, but to hear him actually share his backstory, and this is Bob Stacy, you really get a different sense of, wow, even he really struggled in his path to where he is, and it kind of helps folks who are in a point of struggle understand that there's pathways forward. One really neat thing that's happening is called the Vulnerability Collective. And so actually an undergraduate student who came to one of those, fail forward events, was really pretty moved by the event itself and has started working with the Resilience Lab and has created the Vulnerability Collective.
Hi there, I'm Lauren. I'm started the Vulnerability Collective. I prefer she, her pronouns, and I study public health. Yeah, so I attended Feel Forward in the spring. I was just really inspired by those professors that just like spoke about all of the struggles and the obstacles that they had to where they got to get to where they are now. And I was, as a student, just feeling really stressed out and feeling like I just wanted a little bit of a break, and I had an opportunity for a short-time job in Brazil. And so from that, I was like, you know what, if these professors got to where they are now, I can still get to where I want to be with taking a break from school. So I took a quarter away from UW, was in Brazil and Peru and Europe for about 5 months, came back and then started my project, the Vulnerability Collective, which is a student version of the Feel Forward panel. The Vulnerability Collective is a series of 100 student or UW community member interviews and 100 stories written about those people, about experiences or obstacles that students would otherwise feel vulnerable telling. So they're the stories that people aren't usually, singing from the rooftops. And yeah, so it's called the Vulnerability Collective because it's stories that people would otherwise, as I said, feel vulnerable sharing. And it's modeled after the Feel Forward event with these professors that were so open in sharing all the struggles they've been through. I wanted to do the same thing, but with students. But if a student wants to be a part of the Vulnerability Collective and share a story or an experience they've been through, one, it'd be completely anonymous, and two, they should email me, and I'm still looking for participants, and it can be stories that are, fun or just inspiring, challenging, or really hard obstacles, and they should email me.
Thanks, Helen. Last but not least, we've got our reporters Anthony and Charles bringing you a profile on one of the many Husky 100 students.
Hi, I'm Charles Johnson, and I worked with Anthony Whitfield to film one of the Husky 100s, and reporter Nathan Lim was also on the scene. Check out the piece and enjoy.
Woohoo! My biggest inspiration has definitely been my parents. They've been very supportive of everything that I've wanted to do, and it took me a while to realize that I wanted to study bioengineering and computer science, and so all of the different sort of intermediates I had until I found what I wanted to do, they were supportive of all of those, and that motivated me to give it my best. So they were definitely my inspirations and role models. In high school, I didn't really know what research was, but it sounded interesting. It sounded like this exciting thing that smart people did, and I wanted to give it a shot. And so I knew that Washington had a great bioengineering program, and that's kind of the direction that I thought I was going to move towards. And so the combination of a good bioengineering program, great research, is what brought me here to UW. The people that have had the biggest impact on my time here at UW have been my mentors. Specifically my research mentors in the different labs I've been in. They've allowed me to do research, have independence on the work that I do, and because of that, they've really supported me to attend conferences and publish papers, and I don't think I would be where I am now without all of their support. And so the fact that UW has so many great professors who are willing to go out of their way for their students, it's great, and I've been very fortunate to have had all of those mentors. I've learned a lot from the research work I've done and all the work I've been doing here at UW. And I'd like to continue doing that because it's felt meaningful. So to me it gives me a purpose to do that type of work, and I'd like to continue doing it.
Thanks, Anthony and Charles.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the content we have for you guys this week, but make sure to tune in this same time next week.
And in the meantime, check us out on YouTube at The Daily of UW.